Dear students, now we are focusing on the transport in man. Animals are generally more active than plants. They need a rapid supply of food and oxygen. The transport system found in man and in many animals is the blood circulatory system. This system involves the circulation of the blood pumped out of a special organ called the heart through thousands of tubes called the blood vessels around the body. Dear students, now we are focusing on the heart. The human heart is actually made up of two pumps side by side. The right side of the heart pumps blood to the lungs where carbon dioxide produced as a result of respiration is removed from the body and oxygen from the air is absorbed into the bloodstream. The left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. The heart has four separate chambers, two on each side. The two smaller upper chambers with thin walls are called atria. Blood first flows into the atria. When the atria contract, blood is forced into the lower chambers called ventricles. The ventricles have thick walls filled with cardiac muscles. When the cardiac muscles in the ventricles contract, they squeeze inward on the blood inside them. This pushes the blood out of the heart. The right ventricle pushes blood to the lungs, which are very close to the heart. The left ventricle, with more muscles, pushes blood to the other parts of the body with a much larger force. So, dear students, these four chambers are playing very important role in the transport of the blood, and beside these four chambers there are four sets of walls found in the human heart. The two sets of walls lie between the atria and the ventricles, and these walls ensure that the blood flow easily from atria into the ventricles and not in the opposite direction. So the function of these walls is to move the blood from atria into the ventricles, and these walls are not allowing the blood to move back from ventricle into the atria. The blood vessels, the second major part of the blood circulatory system. The blood vessels carry blood away from the heart are called the arteries, and these arteries have strong and elastic walls which can withstand with the high pressure of fast flowing blood through them. All but one artery carry blood rich in oxygen from the heart. The one artery carrying deoxygenated blood from the heart ends in the lungs. Arteries split into smaller and smaller arteries as they deliver blood to the different parts of the body. On reaching its destination, every artery divides into many tiny blood vessels called the capillaries. The main function of the capillary is to deliver oxygen, food, and other substances to the cells all over the body and to collect materials from them. Capillary walls are often very thin and they are only one cell thick and are filled with the gaps. This makes it easier for substances to diffuse through the capillaries. The capillaries gradually join up with one another to form a larger blood vessels called veins. The veins carry blood back to the heart. The blood in the veins exerts a lower pressure and moves at lower speeds. Veins are wide and have thin walls with little muscles. This allows blood to flow through the veins easily. Walls are found at different positions along the veins. They ensure the blood moves only towards the heart by preventing the blood from flowing backward. Dear students, this is another illustration for the blood vessels. You can see the arteries coming from the heart with oxygenated blood, and then the arteries divide and divide again and form the capillaries. And the capillaries, as I have told you earlier, one cell thick and have gaps, which helps transport the materials between the tissues of the body and the blood. After transporting oxygen and nutrients and receiving the waste products, these capillaries reunite to form the veins, and these veins are carrying the blood towards the heart. Dear students, now we are focusing on the blood cells. Our body contains about 4 to 5 liters of blood, and blood is a mixture of red cells called the red blood cells, white blood cells, and the platelets. And all these cells are suspended in a pale yellow liquid called plasma. Red blood cells contain hemoglobin, which is made of protein and iron. Hemoglobin combines rapidly and readily with the oxygen, and it flows through the lungs, forming oxyhemoglobin, which is bright red in color. As it passes through the capillaries, it gives up its oxygen to the cells for respiration. The blood plasma is made up mainly of water with materials such as the digested food, carbon dioxide, chemical messengers called hormones, and dissolved waste substances. The blood plasma leaks out through the gaps in the capillary walls as blood flows along the capillaries. The blood plasma that leaks out fills up the space between the cells close to the capillaries and is called the tissue fluid. This tissue fluid carries substances between the blood and the body cells. Oxygen and digested food needed by the cells move from blood to the cells. Carbon dioxide and other waste substances move from the cells to the blood. Blood plasma and the tissue fluid that flow in and out of the gaps in the capillary walls are very efficient in moving materials between the cells and the blood. Dear students, the white blood cells are also found in the blood, and these are very important for the defense of our body. They are very active against the germs or the pathogens which enter in our body and they kill them. While the platelets are very helpful for helping in the clotting process. When we got any injury, the platelets helps to clot the injury site and to help in the stopping the blood moving out of the body. So it is very helpful in reducing the bleeding, in controlling the bleeding. Dear students, the blood circulation. From this diagram you can see the whole circulation of the blood from the heart to the lungs, and from lungs towards the heart, and from heart towards the body. And after supplying the nutrients and oxygen to the body, different parts of the body, this blood moves back towards the heart, carrying carbon dioxide and waste materials. And heart again sends this blood towards the lungs for purification, for removal of carbon dioxide, and to get in the oxygen. Dear students, I have selected few words for you as a spelling test. These words are as follows: circulatory, absorption, platelets, infection, arteries, capillary, vascular bundle, component, xylem, and the phloem. Dear students, I have selected some homework for you. Please do all the questions of the section A, B, and C of your workbook, chapter number 10, and these all sections are present on the page number 46 to 49. Dear students, thank you very much for being with me. And one more request to you, please stay at home, stay safe. Allah Hafiz.